But Johnny, let's move on into our next topic, and we're going back to what our bread and butter is. It's usually the comic book news, the Marvel, the DC. We got some DC news this week, and I'm gonna get a little quotey on you guys. So I got 2 quotes for you talking about research or reshoots. That is when it comes to Justice League. The first of which is from Ben Affleck about Joss Whedon taking over, and in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, he said this: "It's a little bit unorthodox. Zack had a family tragedy and stepped off, which was horrible. For the movie, the best person we could have possibly found was Joss. We got really lucky that he stepped in. It's an interesting product of 2 directors, both with kind of unique visions, both with really strong takes. I've never had that experience before making a movie. I have to say, I really love working with Zack, and I really love the stuff we've done with Joss." That's quote 1. Ben Affleck also went on to say about reshoots that I've never worked on a movie that didn't do reshoots. Argo, we reshot for a week and a half, 4 days for Gone Baby Gone. This is a really nice time to work with DC. They're really hitting their stride. They're getting it right. It's starting to feel like it's really working. So we have Ben Affleck on that side talking about the reshoots and everything. We also had on the other side, we had Ray Fisher, who is Cyborg's dad in the movie. Ray Fisher is Cyborg. It's Morton, who is Cyborg's dad, Joe Morton. Mm-hmm. And Joe Morton went ahead and he said, "I know that with Ray Fisher, the young man who plays Victor, there were some adjustments that had to be that they made in terms of the tone of that character. I think what I heard was that there was a need from the studio to lighten up the film in a way that the film felt too dark. I don't know what that meant in terms of how it actually got translated in terms of reshoots, but that's what I heard. That's what I thought some of the reshoots were about," end quote. So, Johnny, with those quotes being now out there in common knowledge in our discussion, I'm going to ask you, should we be concerned with the reshoots with Justice League?
I'm going to bounce it back at you to start because you're the DC guy, so I'm
a little worried.
You're worried?
I'm a little worried.
Okay.
The only thing I'm really worried about is I wasn't worried about Ben Affleck's comments because I'll be honest, reading the first one when he's talking about Zack and Joss, I kind of saw that as, okay, he's playing the political game.
Yeah.
He's saying the right things, not throwing anyone under the bus. Mm-hmm. We don't know what's going on in Affleck's head if he continues to want to be Batman or if DC is looking to cast another Batman with that whole kind of drama that you and I have already talked about.
Yeah.
So with the Ben Affleck stuff, I that's all I saw. The reshoot comments that he made, that did get me worried because you have reshoots in every movie. Like movies aren't just, well, that's a wrap, folks. We're done. We got it. It's no. We did it once. Yeah, you know what? We've been editing this. I don't like this. Let's mark that down, put it for reshoots. Let's reshoot this so that we can get it right in the final take. The thing that worried me is Joe Morton's comments because when you have an actor talking about changing, because one of the things that we have said that, Jeff Johns came in, he said, we're going to get these closer to the characters. I'm not worried in the sense of like, wow, I'm worried if this movie will be good. I'm just worried if they can fix it. Because how I'm taking the quotes from Joe Morton is basically, okay, when they originally did it with Zack Snyder, they fucked up Cyborg. That's what I'm thinking in my head. That's the assumption that I am getting. They fucked up Cyborg, and now I'm thinking, which way are they going to go? Like, when you talk about lightening up the films, I know that both you and I have said they went way too dark.
Yeah.
And they do need to do that. But when you mention Cyborg, I just think, are you going to lighten him up so that he's animated series, like in the animated world Cyborg? Or are you going to go over the top and he's silly Teen Titans Cyborg? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How in the Teen Titans, maybe that's because it's a Cartoon Network show, that he's like that, but I don't want my Cyborg being that playful, being that lighthearted. If you give me kind of a similar animated series like Cyborg, I'm fine with that, because Cyborg kind of toes the line between lighthearted but also serious in a way.
Yeah.
He kind of toes that line.
I would consider him I'm trying to think of how to describe him. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Boy Scoutish, militaresque attitude towards things, where he can be lighthearted about stuff, but at the same time is like, when push comes to shove, no, we gotta get shit done.
Yeah.
And that's the one I would like to go with, and that's the one I'm thinking of is from like Flashpoint, for example.
Yeah.
That's the Cyborg I'm hoping they're going with. And unlike you, I'm actually not terribly worried. For one, I mean, obviously Marvel's my thing, but that's not the reason. When they're doing reshoots,
Johnny wants Joss to fail because he's a traitor.
No, it's not that. I don't want DC to fail. I want to see them do good too. I mean, let's be fair. I don't know. They're just
because it's just better for the comic book genre.
It's better for everyone.
Yeah.
In that sense.
You win, we win, kind of a thing.
Exactly. But when they're doing reshoots, it's to improve the movie. It's to make things better.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're taking Cyborg, and since this is what he what's his name Morton is saying that we need to improve Cyborg's parts. I mean, we saw in the trailers they didn't look terrible, did they? Right?
No, the only thing that I'm thinking of is now I'm replaying the one in my head where from the recent trailer where it's Cyborg in the Batmobile or in the Batcrawler.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Don't worry, Alfred, I've got this." And Alfred's like, "Who are you?" Maybe I'm thinking now, maybe they're doing the lightheartedness. Maybe we're making him too robotic.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a cyborg, but he was never like, "Don't worry, Alfred, I've got this." He was a person. Like, when you listen to his voice, it had kind of a little, like, they altered the voice, like, marginally.
Which I'm actually fine with. I like that little robotic voice behind it, too.
But it was an actual person's voice.
Yeah.
Like, it was an actual, like, this was still working as a person. It was never like he's a machine and then a human. He's a human that is a machine.
Yeah, it'd be probably, instead of being like, "No, Alfred, I got this," it'd be like, "No, Alfred, I got this." Like, a little bit more lighthearted, saying it in a different way.
Yes.
So maybe they're just reshooting those and just like, you know what, let's tone him down a little bit.
Don't be so rigid.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a robot. He's a human with cybernetic parts. So let's play into that.
Well, and
maybe that's what they're doing. I'm hoping that's what they're doing.
And with this version of the Justice League and this version of Cyborg, I know we're going to have his movie after Justice League, but from what I thought they were doing, unless they've changed this, and if somebody in the comment section knows exactly, please let me know, because I haven't heard anything that changed this. But from what I understand in the DCEU, it's going to be Cyborg's father, which would be Silas Jones, use the technology of the outer box to save his son.
Yeah.
So really the technology he's working with is the outer box technology that Darkseid and Steppenwolf and the Parademons want.
Yeah, exactly. It's because that's their way over, and as you see in Justice League, we do get Parademons.
We do. Which
is awesome. But I mean,
would have been a little better. Like, I know Batman v Superman, I ragged on the Parademons. Would have been a little bit better if they kind of foreshadowed that a little bit better than they did.
Yeah, instead of you're talking about you didn't like the giant Omega with the things flying in the sky. You didn't like that scene?
I didn't like that scene.
No, I mean, we to go back to Batman v Superman, I actually had this discussion with a bunch of guys at work. It was just too much.
Yeah. They tried to put too much in one movie.
And I think I described it pretty well, but the guys liked how I did it.
Yeah.
I just started taking everything out of my pockets, and this is what DC did when it came to Batman v Superman. Here's this.
What do you got empty pockets?
Here's this, and we got this. We got this over here. We got this. Yeah, that's
kind of what they did.
It is. I mean, and that's why hopefully they're not doing that with this now.
And that brings me back to, I want to now hop over to Affleck, because... Yeah. What he said at the end of his kind of
everything back in my pockets.
Hey, you took them out.
Yeah, I know.
What he said in the reshoot quote that he had, which was basically the part that says, "This is really a nice time to work with DC." I saw that as kind of like you're kissing ass a little bit because you want to make sure you're buddy with the people who are employing you, because there's news out there about replacing you as Batman, but it's the second part. They're really hitting their stride. They're getting it right. It's starting to feel like it's really working. I want to believe it. I want to believe it 110%. And the reason, like, I'm not, how do I put this? I'm not pre-Wonder Woman Ricky.
Yeah.
Pre-Wonder Woman Ricky would be having a spaz fit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Worried, burn it all. It's all done. The DCEU is dead. But Wonder Woman was there. Wonder Woman was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it as a DC fan. So my worrying is not burn it down. Burn it to the ground yet. Yeah. That could change. We've got until November. So that could definitely change in the 3 months that we have until
maybe
this movie comes
Ricky will
out.
switch over to the MCU.
No, I will always be a DC boy until I'm in the grave, Johnny.
Hey, I didn't say DC in general. I said MCU, not DCEU.
I will always support my DC. But what do you think? Do you think DC is really hitting its stride right now?
Well, with Wonder Woman, yes, but that's only one movie compared out of 3, right? That's 1 out of 3?
Yes, because we have the Batman v Superman, Man of Steel's a part of this. I think really 2. No, and Wonder Woman. So yeah, 3. You're right. 3.
You also have
Suicide. So forgot about that.
So you got 1 out of.
That's not really a movie.
Well, you got 1.5 out of 4. Man of Steel wasn't bad.
Did you just say 1.5 out
1.5 out of 4?
So Wonder Woman and Man of Steel's the half.
Man of Steel's the half because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
I wasn't mad after Man of Steel.
Neither was I, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again.
I mean, it wasn't like the ideal Superman movie.
It was
that I
there,
was looking for,
right?
But yeah, I mean, I had fun.
You had fun?
I had fun watching it.
You had fun?
At that time, the DCU wasn't even alive at that point.
With a brooding Superman, you had fun with that?
I'm not really a Superman. Like, I'm not a Superman purist.
I'm not a Superman guy either.
No, I'm saying I'm not a Superman purist.
I just...
Like, Superman has to be this way. Christopher Reeves or no one.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying brooding as much as Batman wasn't my cup of tea for him.
Would we rather have, blanking on his name, the guy that played Todd and Scott and Pilgrim, he's in Legends of Tomorrow as Adam Man.
Yeah, I know.
Do we want Superman Returns Superman?
No, not really.
Is that what we want?
I didn't want that one either.
Is that what we want?
Did I ask for these Superman films? No, I didn't ask for any of them.
But yeah, the only reason we're having this conversation is this is the next one.
Yeah.
And now the question that we're looking for, and this is kind of the thing that I'll kind of throw out there to wrap all of this up and kind of put a nice bow on it, is we are, as DC fans, and I'm not speaking for everyone because, of course, I'm on my own, but being on the DC side, I'm sitting here going, okay, you did a great job with Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to use this as a launching pad to do even better with Justice League? Or is Wonder Woman going to be a flash in the pan, one-hit wonder movie, and it was like, great, at least they got one right?
Yeah, you're basically wondering where your chart's going to go. Is it going to go up, or is it just going?
Well, that's exactly it. Because I mean, I'm counting Wonder Woman as the starting point. The starting point. I'm trying to ignore everything else that was before it, and the reason why I'm worried is: are we going to go further and go up, or are we going to go down? And is Justice League going to be a letdown compared to Wonder Woman? I know people are going to tell me, don't compare the two. You're only going to be built up for failure in the end if you do that.
Yeah,
I know there's going to be people that say that.
Then you know what? We're just gonna have to wait and see when it comes out. But hopefully they don't Batman v Superman it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm confident that we will not get another BVS. I'm very confident in that fact, only because, like I said, I'm very confident that we're not going to get.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of Jeff Johns is involved, and they changed everything that they were doing at that point. Please don't give me another BVS. I don't think I could take it. I really don't.
His heart can't handle it.
I really don't think I could take
his heart.
Do you remember when we saw BVS?
Oh, you were pissed.
Do you remember when we saw BVS?
You were pissed.
I was furious. I wasn't like
we got out. This kid was absolutely
pissed. That was the only movie that I walked out of and was furious at the end of. I was more furious after that than I was The Mummy, and The Mummy wasn't even that good. I gave it a 1, by the way.
Yeah, he was pissed on Batman v Superman when we came out.
No. Mad is not. Mad's being nice. I was furious.
I said pissed. I didn't say mad.
Okay.
I've been saying pissed.
Furious. And I still remember having a conversation with one of our close friends who's also a DC guy. He was kind of like trying to explain stuff, and I'm like, no, no, they fucked this up. That I was really, really angry.
Yeah.
Really angry.
Honestly, I was surprised he wasn't as upset as you were because I could see him being that meticulous about it.
No, I was fairly upset after seeing that in theaters. But this is where I want to pass the conversation on to you guys. Let us know, what do you think of the reshoots? Should we be worried about them? What do you exactly think they're reshooting with Cyborg? Did you like the tone from the trailers? Do you think they will change that in any way? Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section.
It's okay.
Johnny,
we're good with Marvel.
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're good with Marvel.